You know how to use this?
Kinda. I've covered wars, you know.
I'm about to bust. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was the bathroom. Oh, good lord!
My first ever video game review. Consider this a test to see if I add video games to future lineups. So what better way to start off the video game review era potentially than reviewing the 2016 zombie game that takes place during the holiday? Dead Rising 4. Talk about a very disappointing entry in the series. Growing up, I fell in love with the original Dead Rising game released back in 2006. And with releases of 2, Off the Record, and 3, the love was still there. But when the teaser trailer for 4 came out, myself and other fans were pumped to play. As everyone's favorite war journalist, Frank West, back where it all started. But it didn't end up being that. It was just sad, starting off with the characters, in particular Frank West. They are not that well written. They all feel like one-dimensional and flat. But Frank West is not the one we fell in love with in the previous installments. Not only does the new voice actor Ty Olsson doesn't have the same flair as the original VO Terrence J. Rotolo, but the way Frank is portrayed is just a bitter, wisecracking old man. While Off the Record had the same traits as Frank in 4, the way it was written, he was still down to earth and about getting the scope. And he knew when to get serious. In 4, he just does wisecrack after wisecrack and just doesn't want to be there, and it can be very, very annoying. Next thing I want to go over would be the story. It's okay, while I think the idea of using the game for themes of consumerism during the holiday season is good on paper. The execution of it wasn't as good. The villains of the game turn out to be the U.S. military trying to cover up the zombie outbreak, but there isn't a centralized villain that really drives the game in my opinion. The story lacks a sort of stake to it. And lastly, I'll go over the gameplay. Although they removed co-op, psychopaths, and the timer feature, it maintains the fun of the predecessors when it comes to killing zombies. You can do combo moves, make anything your weapon, to rip and tear. The customization of Frank was also good. You can wear almost anything, and that makes it more fun to run around dressed as Rue. However, the safe house system was not my cup of tea. I do like the idea of leveling them up to get more items. But to be fair, I think making it one safe house like the original games and having that be upgradable would have been better. But in short, the gameplay still manages to be fun and entertaining. Overall, Dead Rising 4 is an okay game. But with it being a sequel or soft reboot of the series, it is disappointing to see that this may be the last game of a once great franchise. I would love for one more go with the franchise before saying goodbye to it. Final grade: C+.
This is fun! Hello!